You've seen the testimonials, some of them on my page, some of them on other people's pages. People healing themselves from chronic disease, them healed. But how can some people heal and some people don't? What is the defining factor that makes some people not able to heal and some others to heal? And I think I want to try and break it down today, because I obviously get a lot of people coming to me with frustration saying, I just don't know what I need to do to heal. You see, the thing is we often look at others and we'll say, what exact steps did they take? I need to take those steps. But every person's healing journey is individual. Today, I'm going to break it down how you can turn yourself from the one who doesn't heal to the one who does by realizing some simple truths. Okay? So the first things first is we've been taught a great lie. And that great lie is that you have to elevate yourself above the situation. You have to elevate yourself with these elevated emotions. You have to make sure that you feel this certain way. So you get gratitude, you get all of these different things. You make these big emotions. That often is the big lie, because actually what we do is we just push down the thing that is actually bothering us, which is fear. Fear is the thing that is stopping us from living the life as if we're already healed. So we try and be more grateful, but it's hard to be grateful when you feel like you know what. So the big mistake there is that some people think they have to forcibly make their healing happen by elevating their emotions, by making things get bigger, by becoming more powerful in essence. So they forget that the true healing power comes from God. It comes from that divine presence. We are not the healer, we are the vessel. We are the vessel that allows the healing by God. So what we do is we try too hard to heal ourselves. And we put all the weight of the healing on our own shoulders. That tends to be the struggle. Because what happens there is we put all the weight on our shoulders, and then we go from surrender and faith to push and trying, and we keep looking for other ways to do it, looking here, looking there. Is it that thing? Is it this thing? Is it this prayer? Maybe I'm praying wrong, maybe I'm doing this wrong. So the healing becomes on top of us. So we stop trying to just surrender to God and to the grace that heals all things and creates all things, and we start to try to heal, and that really puts a lot of pain and pressure on us as an individual. So then, let's go to the next thing that tends to happen. We tend to get our ego in the way and say, I must heal a certain way. And that means that we push away other possibilities. I like this story where it says a man turns up to the gates of heaven and he says, but God, I asked you to save me. And I'm a great believer. I asked you to save me from the flood. And he said, well, I sent the door floating along. Yeah, but I wanted you to save me. Well then, I sent this along. Yeah, but I wanted you to save me. But I tried to save you doing this. But I wanted you just to save me, you to lift me up. Many people come to me and they're always grasping for immaculate healings. Now, I've seen thousands of them and it's a beautiful connective moment. But all healing is spiritual. It doesn't matter where it comes. If it comes from a chiropractor, if it comes from a physiotherapist, if it comes from a needed surgery. But as long as we realize all healing is spiritual, all things are by the hands of God, we realize that's how we're meant to heal. So we stop fighting against the way that we have to heal. See, a lot of people don't heal because they fight against it. It must be through me. It must be this way. And actually, we try to put dominion over God's work. But remember, God's ways are past finding out. That's what we really need to remember here, okay? All right, let's go into it more so. So that's number 2. Another way is that sometimes we don't listen to the way that God speaks to us. Okay, so I've often spoken about how our body speaks to us. That's God, our reactions or sensations or things in our body. The way that the body's saying we're not out of balance. But sometimes we don't listen to the way that God speaks to us through other people. Sometimes it will be a chance encounter. It's not always with a priest or a healer or someone. It's a chance encounter where someone says something to you, or they guide you, or they take you by the hand. I mean, my healing actually came from for my chronic throat pain, came from an acting and voice coach that I used. And she did this wonderful observation technique, and I cried my eyes out, and we did a lot of work. She knew about the sort of energy in the throat area. She was quite a spiritual person too. I cried my eyes out. I let go of all the pain that I was holding on to, the crying child inside about what I'd been through. And what happened? I thought I was going to heal immediately from the pain and got frustrated, but actually as I rested, 2 weeks later that pain left. So sometimes it comes out of the most unlikely of spaces for you to find your healing. Are you ready to listen? Are you ready to hear it? Are you ready to hear the way that God works through other people for you too? Okay, so that's another thing that we need to realize. Okay, so the next steps and phases that we need to realize, the final phases that we need to realize, it's about making space in yourself. Stop trying to heal and create space in yourself, in the body temple, so that God can come into that space, and take over. Surrender yourself completely to God. God will heal you, guide you, love you, prosper you. You can start to claim and direct that energy through prayer, but we must surrender to God's timing and grace. When we try and overcome God or God's timing, we fight against its true nature and we actually push it away. I want to leave you with this. Imagine that you are there at this door, okay? Everything you want is trying to push through the door to get in, but you are trying to push the door open. So what happens is you're pushing against, and both energies cancel each other out. So surrender back. Step away. Let that door open. Let that door open by surrendering to God. That's what you must remember. The healing, all good things will come into that space, okay? I also want you to know that it's community. It's who you spend your time with, where you are, who you're around. We've got a wonderful community here on this YouTube, and I've been racking my brain of thinking about how I can maybe create some kind of small low-tier membership just to have a wonderful community of like-minded people where we can meet, talk, once a month even, where you can just be around this energy. And just let me know if this is something you're interested in, because I've been thinking about it for a long time, but without you guys I wouldn't do it, so let me know. Is there enough people here that want it? If I even know that I could get 100, 200 people that want this, it would be something I'd want to do, because then we could create a very powerful community of wonderful, like-minded people that come together on a monthly basis, speak in the community on a regular basis on an online community platform, but also do challenges together, also just have fun together, also just remind ourselves of divine truths all the time, connect, become friends. Who knows? Let me know down in the comments. I would love that. And thank you for watching the video.